Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Our fund saved from subsidy removals is being spent, says federal government. Hope rises for grid with progress on Siemens project. Invest in our energy, solid minerals, Tinubu tells German businessman. Nnamdi Azikiwe Airport's runway shut after cargo plane skidding off. Tax reform, Oyedele counters Ramfak VAT claim. Abandoned federal secretariat in Lagos to become luxury apartments. POS operators raise charges, banks ration cash. And court orders confiscation of Arotimi's controversial book. Okay,
so the Ramfak chairman who had the memo to the National Assembly earlier this week on the tax reform saying that the agency is solely vested, that's their own agency, Ramfak, as they said that he said the agency was solely vested with the responsibility of allocating all revenues accruing to the government, including that of VAT. And so he has forced Taiwo Oyedele, who is the chairperson of the Tax Reforms Committee, to answer. So while Oyedele was at a one-day roundtable on the tax reforms bill organized by the National Institute of Legislative and Democratic Studies, he responded that Ramfak has no role to play in the VAT administration because it's not part of the revenues captured in the Constitution. He also alleged first that the sub-regionals will mismanage the money. He said that the Act has provided specifics where the VAT would be spent, and so there will be no room for mismanagement. He also responded that there's the bill does not in any way provide for any conflict with the Revenue Mobilization, Allocation and Fiscal Commission. So there's the fear of clashing is not there.
Yeah, finding problem is not there.
Don't find problem. Don't already create it. That's it.
All right, so go ahead, Rama.
Okay, so I have the story of the POS charges that have gone up. They said banks have commenced the rationing of cash to customers because right now there's scarcity of the naira notes, and they are saying that over-the-counter transactions have worsened in the past, these few weeks getting to Christmas, and it's difficult to access the volume of cash they need for their daily expenditure. And now that the Christmas holidays are coming, they're still finding it difficult to get this cash. They even had to interview one of a managing director of Countryside Market, Stephen Okun. Said commercial banks in Akonjo, Lagos, is restricting daily cash withdrawal on ATMs between 15,000 and 20,000 naira on ATMs, and over the counter 15,000. So they are now saying that this cash is now scarce, and they are finding it difficult to make sure that this cash is. But then the central bank has come out to say that they are assuring the public that there will be enough cash to meet people's spending needs, and that they are conducting spot checks across banks and imposing penalties on the underperforming.
Let's take another story.
So the federal government has promised to turn its abandoned secretariat at Ikoyi in Lagos into luxury apartments. They're planning on having up to 480 luxury apartments within these disused buildings. The plan is part of the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration's effort to revamp disused government buildings across the state into modern complexes for the benefit of Nigerians. The Ikoyi Federal Secretariat was abandoned following the move of the seat of power from Lagos to Abuja in 1991. They had gotten a company. They had done a development lease agreement with a company in 2006, which they were supposed to, the company was given 99-year lease, to revamp and build the secretariat. But unfortunately for them, Lagos State had rejected it and refused them from turning the complex into luxury apartments. And they were saying that the federal government should have gotten a no objection approval from Lagos State government. But now Lagos State government is saying that even though they accept this tripartite agreement that has gone on between the federal government and that they also want they want to be given the opportunity of first. They want to be given the opportunity to first refusal. Yes. On the properties. So this is a good one. Instead of just leaving, but 1991 is a long time. Instead of just leaving all these buildings and ministries abandoned, turning them into luxury apartments for Nigerians to,
I don't even think we need luxury apartments. We need regular apartments for Nigerians to live.
But at least it's a good thing.
Okay, so let me take our power sector. So the Power Minister, Adebayo Adelabu, has said that the meeting with the German officials, because many of you know that the German president is around in Nigeria for a 3-day visit. They said they're going to complete the pilot stage of the PPI. That's the Presidential Power Initiative. Pilot stage is almost completed. It's about 80% completed, which is also known as the Siemens project. A major aspect of the pilot phase is installation of 10 power transformers and 10 mobile stations that added 750 megawatts to the grid capacity. So many of you know that the grid has continually collapsed, and it collapsed for the 12th time yesterday. It was quite a serious situation whereby there was blackouts across the nation. So they're praying that by the time they complete this Siemens project, we'll have bigger transformers, and then to completely reduce the blackouts we have from the grid collapsing. So as you know, as of 8 p.m., only about 375 megawatts was transmitted to the grid. Before then, only about 19 generating companies had the energy to supply to any of the discos, and which will cause all the problems we saw yesterday.
And it cost them a lot to be able to restart it anytime.
Yes.
Over 103 million. That's a lot.
Okay, let us move on to the Punch. Nigerians face blackout as gas producers cut supply to Gencos. Nigeria, Germany to deepen ties as Tinubu hosts Maya. Defamation, Abuja or your court bar for the sale of Farotimi's book. Gateway Airport, NCAA faults Ogun's claim of approval. Bank owners blame CBN as cash shortage worsens. Ramfac Tinubu panel differ on VAT. Minimum wage. NULGE tackles governors for sidelining local government workers. And COVID-19 variant, inbound passengers to present health declarations. Okay,
so yesterday, the Federal High Court in the FCT has ordered that in the interim, that's pending when the full substantive matter will be heard, the Abuja court ordered that he bade every human rights activist, he bade the human rights activist Dele Farutimi and everybody from further publishing, selling, circulating, advertising, or distributing the hard or soft copies of the book Nigeria and its Criminal Justice System, which was authored by Dele Farutimi. Also, a high court in Oyo also gave an interim order restraining Farutimi or any person acting on his behalf or through him from printing the controversial book. The Abuja High Court also ordered that the book be recovered from every place it is being distributed so far. That's Justice Kekemeke of the Federal High Court, after hearing the ex parte motion filed by one Kehinde Ogunwumiju, SAN, on behalf of Afe Babalola, granted the order bearing the agents, the publishers, the distributors, sellers, republishers, resellers, or any other person from further publishing, selling, or circulating this book. And he also gave the order that directs the seizure of all physical copies of the book wherever they may be found through the Nigerian Police Force, the NSCDC, and the State Security Service. So if you are found with a copy of that book anywhere, you probably might be arrested for the seizure. So it's a court order now subsisting, just for the purpose of saying before we'll see more activists, expanding this matter. Okay. There are many of such matters in court. There's one with the GT Bank. There's one with, a lot of people are in court.
Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with our review. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.